Council. They both come back, they implode, but they deal the last 2 points of damage, and we are going to game number 5. Olivier Ruel recovers from an early mana screw on the back of Phyrexian Arena, finally draws into land 4 and land 5. Max Brock could not top deck Maloku or invoke the Firemind, so Olivier Ruel has forced game 5. They'll play one game, the winner goes to the semis to take on Craig Jones.
Brack's on the play. Again, Brack is undefeated in games wherein he's played first turn since his Divining Top.
Right.
So, would you say that Divining Top is the key card for Max to draw here? It basically feeds the rest of his strategy, right?
Who do you like in game 5?
I can't not vote for Olivier.
I also did.
Okay.
Actually, I mean, I didn't know what he could draw, and then he slayed the 9 million Vine Magic Kudzu. Slayed it to death.
That slay was clutch. How many slays does he have? 2. That was clutch.
I think that he's thinking right now that, like, if Max goes back to combo version, even his inefficient version of his deck with all of the Shrieking Grotesques and Ravenous Rats and Cranial Extractions in is good enough.
Hilarious.
Like, he might not have his...
Max is going to roll a die.
He might not have his optimal.
This is hilarious. Max shuffled all 15 cards into his sideboard. He rolls a die. Yeah, Olivier has no idea what it means. Max, maybe he was like, even on combo, odd.
Max is trying to intimate that he's making a decision based on the die roll in order to put Olivier off his strategic game plan.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure Max knows what he's doing. I don't think Max has much of a chance if he's combo. Olivier has so much discard, and he has Cranial Extraction. If it connects, it connects.
It's clearly in Max's best interest to make Olivier question which version of the deck he's going to be playing against.
Agreed, but I don't think Olivier is going to deviate from the Slay plan that single-handedly won him game 4. That Slay was the only thing that kept him in the game, I think.
Well, I mean, a different removal spell probably would have done the trick, too, but Slay was the best thing you could draw.
But which one is more exciting than Slay?
I would leave the Slays in. Don't get me wrong. I would leave the Slays in.
So I was basically wrong about that specific versus general removals. Slay seemed pretty good there. Olivier always has Phyrexian Arena. I always walk by and he's got a Phyrexian Arena in play. He's got like 2 in his board.
That's it?
Yeah, he doesn't have any main. Just 2 in his board.
Wow.
Like, and he does these cool plays with Paladin on Vec, and I'm he's got like the we call it the hand-in-hand deck, because it was like the only deck ever where like Hand of Cruelty went hand-in-hand with Paladin on Vec. It was like Black Knights, White Knights, you know, dogs and cats, and you know, peace and bunnies. And
now, we were talking earlier about how elegant Max's deck list looks with all of his 1-ups and 4-ups, but talk about Olivier's numbers. Like this 3-4-3-2, 4-3-2-2, 3-4-4-4-2, 6, 1-1-4-4-4. There's a bunch of 2s. What about 2 Shrieking Grotesque, 3 Hand of Cruelty, 2 Paladin on Vec, 3 Tesa, 2 Okiba Gang, 3 Jete.
The things I particularly don't like are 3 Mortify.
To
me, if I'm playing Black-White, one of the main reasons I want to play Black-White is I can play Mortify. And if you're not going to play the 4th, at least it should be in the... No, not in the sideboard. Thrashy's Grasp instead. Let's see. 2 Shrieking Grotesque, 2 Paladin on Vec.
Yeah, one of those should just be better.
But what's funny, they're both colors. You don't just run Shrieking Grotesque on like white, for example, or like white colorless. Like, no. They're both colors.
I don't really understand. I feel like the best black-white aggro deck has yet to be built.
I think
there's like 4 different black-white aggro decks that were competing for top 8 in the last couple rounds of the Swiss. It's like over the next couple of weeks, I feel like people are going to figure out how to hybridize them and sort of figure out what's actually the best tech. It's like this group came up with this card, and this other group came up with this other card, and
definitely the one that Ben Peoples Mundy played is just like the cutest.
The Tallow-Wisp deck is one of my favorites, especially from a sort of Wizards R&D point of view. One of the things R&D's been trying to do is make sure that the blocks play well together. And if any of you read Mark Rosewater's articles, it's sort of one of his big goals as the lead designer for Magic is to try to make sure that the decks that are getting played in Standard combine elements of both blocks. And so one ramification of that is, let's work spirits into Ravnica. And so the Orzhov spirit is one of the key creature types for in the Orzhov guild because, well, we didn't know how it was going to fit together with the Kamigawa block, but there's so many Spirit Matters mechanics in the Kamigawa block. Something should come together somewhere, and then all of a sudden, here it is. that team, Ben Goodman leading the charge, put together a Taoist deck, playing the spirits from the Orzhov Guild to go take advantage of Taoist, grab a bunch of enchantments. It just came together. It's like we didn't know how it was supposed to come together, but it all came together. That was one of my favorites.
Highly synergistic deck was Michael Diesel's deck. He had Nantuko Husk, Great Grusalka, and Promise of Boonray.
Yeah.
And Olivier learned quite painfully that the tokens from Promise of Boonray were colorless.
Yes. Oh, Craig Jones who learned that.
What?
Craig Jones made that mistake.
Olivier attacked with Hand of Cruelty,
believing they were white.
Into Promise of Boonray.
Yeah, all the spirit tokens.
And they just jumped in front, and he's like, this has pro white, and he's like, yeah, congratulations, these are colorless. And
yeah, it was
hilarity ensued. But yeah, like there's the variation, like even Rude's deck is quite different. He is Hypnotic Spectre.
Yeah, Rude and Olivier.
Did you think more Hypnotic Spectres would be played when you put it in 9th edition?
Well, I mean, Hippies clearly had an impact on Constructed. I expected, given the number of black-white aggro decks, I'm surprised how many of them did not play Hypnotic Spectre.
But
like, why are there no Hippies?
He's best in green-black because green can accelerate the Hippie second turn 3 different ways.
Deep Shadow?
He can accelerate to it with Llanowar.
I can make 50-50.
And obviously with Birds of Paradise.
Something like that.
So, like the incentive for green-black or green-black-blue beatdown decks has been lessened by the strength of the black-white cards, which I think hurt Hippie.
Okay.
If green-black were better than black-white, then Hippie would be played.
Okay.
I think that's how it works. But the optimal green beatdown deck appears to be green-red or green-red-white.
Right.
So
yeah, green-black has totally disappeared. I think that Golgari is probably the least represented guild here.
Worst in limited, worst in standard, crushingly best in big formats.
Yeah.
The Golgari are just so much better than every other guild in extended. It's just a joke. Like they're just like too big.
They don't fit in standard.
Like their Golgari Grave Troll is just like representative of how it works. It's like Golgari Grave Troll was like on average 15-15. It's like I'm too big for standard. I only do one thing: win extended tournaments.
Yeah.
He doesn't play in the small prize fights.
That's the only change.
All right, Olivier Ruel and Max Bracht are going to play one game. The winner goes to the semis to play Craig Jones. Those semifinals are going to be after lunch, queued up for you. We're going to have a 90-minute showdown in New York video for you for your lunchtime entertainment while the players go off to enjoy the top 8 lunch. And then we'll be back with the semifinals right after Lecontro and Lestrade wrap up.
Any player who ever wants to complain about getting top decked out of a match, let me tell you, Bertrand Lestrade feels your pain. And I'm sure that nobody's ever been in a worse spot than Bertrand.
Olivier makes his trademark smiley face with his cards.
Don't copy my moves.
Max also made the smiley face last game, but not this game. It did not work out for him.
Looks to me like Max is...
Oh, he turns the smile into a frown.
But Olivier responds with turning it back into... And Max has got Sensei's Divining Top and Sakura Tri-Builder.
That's the start he wants.
What a
Is that a kudzu? Is that the other thing?
I don't know. Olivier's like, I only need 3 cards to beat you.
Olivier's only going to have 6.
Yeah, must go in the top 9 cards. Must land it.
Olivier taking a mulligan.
Who do you think is advantage just in general when Olivier's a creature deck that's optimized to be a creature deck and Max is a creature deck that's optimized to be a heartbeat deck?
Yeah, it seems like Ruel should have an advantage there.
But it doesn't look like it, really.
Well, the thing is that Olivier is not really an aggro deck. Like, I think Max could, like a Zoo deck or a Gruul deck could just come out and roll Max before he can actually set up shop. Olivier's deck isn't that fast. He's sort of aggro control, right? He's trying to play a tempo game. He's trying to, disrupt you a little bit.
Like very dodge around cards.
Yeah, he's like, I get some card advantage off my discard, maybe hit you with a ninja, and then have card advantage going into the late game. I don't know. It might be too cute against somebody who's just like, I got two different strategies shuffled together. I got these gigantic monsters. You can't disrupt my mana because he's got and he's got Sensei's Divining Top. Seems like, I think what's going on is that Brock's Divining Tops allow him to offset Olivier's disruption. It's like Olivier is trying to disrupt him, but he's just got, with Divining Top and so much reshuffle, Max is able to piece things together.
That's really interesting. Like last summer, for example, the red deck with Sensei's Divining Top, but could just get persecuted on turn 3.